Thank you guys for coming on time. I appreciate you wanting to be here, wanting to learn, wanting to advance your career in this business. Sometimes just curiosity is one of the main ingredients to this. Like curiosity, being able to learn new things, being just always being a student and wanting to learn the latest innovations and be on top of it. I could tell you that, hey Natasha, I could tell you that catching trends, I would say, is probably the main thing that made my whole career. I mean, I've made millions and millions of dollars online. I literally, we were just talking, I own a cigar bar in St. Thomas. I don't really have to work anymore, but I still do this stuff just because I like staying busy and I like offering value and having a crowd and throwing events and all that type of stuff. So, but I can tell you that I got to this point just catching trends. I mean, I was early on a lot of trends. Like I started doing online marketing in 2001 before social media. I was early on email marketing, building lists. I was early on webinars back in 2010. We were doing webinars when, we get amazing audiences on webinars because nobody knew what a webinar was. They just saw it as a big event. I was early on Bitcoin. All of these different trends have been amazing for getting to where I am today. So, as you know, AI is the latest, the hottest trend, and it's really here to stay. It's not a fad. It's trillions of dollars have been invested in it by all the big companies, but there are a little like niche opportunities within AI. And today we're going to talk about one of those. And when you're early on these things, you get the benefit from it because people just don't know how to do it, right? And it's a lot of times it's just simple stuff. And nowadays you could have AI do the heavy lifting for you, right? So we're going to show you here today how to build software using AI. And this is something I want to learn because it's just, man, you could just build software for pretty much anything. There's people paying top dollar for software. You could come in with a easier, more affordable option and slip right in and have people paying you monthly and recurring income from this software. The opportunity is it's really right there for the taking. And our guests here today, Justin Sardi and Ross Carell, are on it. They're all over this opportunity. They're like one of the pioneers of this AI software building opportunity. And you guys are in the right place at the right time because they're going to show you exactly how it works. I know Justin. I've known Justin and Ross for over a decade. Um, Justin's been involved in the software business since 2015. I've used his software. He had a software called TubeSift, which was the software for analyzing YouTube trends and running YouTube ads. Pretty much everybody in the industry that runs YouTube ads knows about TubeSift. So he's on top of it. I can tell you, he spent a lot of money, like in the millions, creating this software, developing, maintaining it, coding it, and he was saying that if he this opportunity of AI was available back then, he could have saved millions of dollars because AI does all the coding for you. So now you're able to do this without spending all the money up front, without hiring all these coders, managing people. You're able to let the AI create it for you and make a ton of money from it. So I'm excited about this opportunity. So I'm gonna bring in Justin. He's gonna do the presentation, and he's gonna show you guys how to build this software using AI. He's gonna do a demo, and you guys, sit back, take notes, ask questions, use the chat box, and make sure you get everything from this. And if he offers an opportunity for you to get more involved, I highly recommend it because Justin is a top-notch, top-tier guy, stand-up guy. Always has great customer support and does the best for his folks. So Justin, are you with us?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks for coming out, everybody. Yeah, like Ron mentioned, that like this is a massive opportunity, and I do run a software company. I still do, but when I first got started back in 2015, it was scary, right? Like I was like, I have this idea for software. I'm ready to build and launch this. Like this is going to be great, but I didn't know how to code. And full transparency, I still don't know how to code, but I'm going to be showing you the way around that and talking a little bit about that. So today we're going to be talking about how to build and launch your own software without code, developers, or startup capital. And like Ron mentioned, I spent I still do. I have a developer on staff for my other software because he's the one who built it, but like if we had this back then, I would have literally had millions of extra dollars in my pocket because developers are not cheap. So let's dig into how all of this works with AI, all that good stuff. I'll give you a full rundown and explain exactly how you can take advantage of this crazy opportunity right now. Like I said, I'm blown away at how crazy this is, right? So a real quick question for you. What if you could launch your own software product without writing a single line of code? Would that be cool? And let me know in the chat box, how many of you have an idea for a software or have had one at some point and you're like, man, if I could do this, this would be awesome. Like I'd be able to sell this, build up monthly recurring, all that good stuff. I know I did back in the day, and like I'm the founder of TubeSift, right? Like Ron mentioned. And basically what that is, it's a tool for YouTube advertisers. And essentially I had this idea for this software back in the day, and I was like, okay, I need to get this made, right? Here it is. I had to go find a developer, pay him, like $10,000 a month, which I hardly had in the beginning. I was like, oh man, this is like, if this doesn't work out, this is not going to be great. Paid this guy $10,000 a month to build this software up. And it took a couple of months, first of all, for this thing to even be launched. And then I had to be ready to sell. And then from there, I was like, oh man, now I have to figure out how to sell this thing. And if this doesn't work, I'm out like 20, 25 grand. I was like, oh, that sucks, right? There was a huge risk. But that is not the case anymore. So real quick intro to me. And then we will kind of dig into all of this, and I'll explain exactly how all this works, right? So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Justin Sardi, and I am all about building automated businesses, right? I love things that you can set up once and give you freedom. I'm talking like freedom to travel, freedom to live life on your own terms, work on your own terms, all that kind of stuff. Spend time, which by the way is your most valuable resource, with the ones that deserve it, right? Your friends, your family, people you want to be around. And the cool thing about running a software business is that I have the freedom to, and the income, right, to not have to slave away at a 9 to 5. I get to go see Dead and Company shows at the Sphere with my dad. I get to go to Japan. I took my mom, my wife, my daughter to Japan for my wife's birthday. We did a ski trip, like bucket list trip, all that kind of stuff. And ultimately, what has provided me the freedom to do this has been software. And like Ron mentioned, I got into software about 2015, or in 2015, beginning of the year. And I've been running a software company ever since then. So like literally like 10 years. And the recurring income is what allows me to do this. And that's what is so cool about software is you build this once and you get paid over and over and over again. You're not having to, software has a high perceived value, all that good stuff. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. And my software platforms currently are TubeSift and Video Ad Vault. And so I have learned a ton from all of this business, right? But the one thing that really kept people from getting into this and actually having success in the software business was the fact that you had to hire a developer and get out there and actually code, right? It's a huge hurdle. Like getting into the software business has a lot of hurdles, or it used to, right? So, just a little bit of background on me. Like I said, I have TubeSift, Video Ad Vault. I make tools for YouTube advertisers. I've personally spent like $7 million of my own and my clients' money on YouTube ads, ClickFunnels Black, YouTube Black, like all that kind of stuff. So I've been in the trenches doing this and actually building software companies. So when this opportunity popped up, where I was like, wait, we can now deploy software companies in a matter of days instead of months, and for like $20 instead of $20,000, I was all over this, right? And so my buddy Ross here, and I got Ross on the call as well. If you want to do a quick intro, Ross, but basically I was talking with Ross. We've been in contact for a long time. We've known each other a long time. And I was talking with him about software and AI. He's like, oh, check out what I've been doing. And he blew my mind with all of this stuff that he was doing. And I was like, you need to teach me all of this. And we kind of teamed up and have perfected a system for getting software launched. So if you want to do a quick intro, Ross, unmute and go from there.
Yeah, man. So what was it? 15 years ago, we met at Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Diego, I think. We immediately left and got margaritas at a taco joint, which is great. And we've kind of been friends ever since, off and on in business. And Ron as well. I remember I got stuck and my flight to Barcelona was delayed. So I said, I'm going to go hang out. I hung out with Ron in Brooklyn, which was nice. He took me around. So I appreciate that, Ron. Yeah, I've been doing this stuff for a long, long, long time. I've had a software company. I'm more of the like quiet nerd type, where one of my first things I ever built was a software builder, like a page builder in WordPress, like a Go high level ClickFunnels kind of thing. So I've been doing this for a minute, but I don't like coding. I got into the business side because that's what's fun. But I still have an understanding of it and I love it. So these last 8, 9 months, I think, I've just been diving into this, and the fact that the same thing that Justin just said, the fact that I can have, I had a business partner who was a coder, and I would give him half of my money, and the fact that I can do it all by myself now, I just dove into that, and Justin was like, "Whoa, what?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this like by myself overnight. Just I can't sleep. So let me go build a whole entire software." So that's me, and I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done local business, I've done physical business, I've done T-shirts, I've done this and that and that and that. I'm just kind of a curious person, but that's my background. I don't want to talk too much. These guys are the ones you want to listen to.
Well, thanks for the intro, man. And honestly, like Ross definitely knows what's up. He's the one who's helping me behind the scenes, like dial all this in and make all of this work. I'm just good at talking. So I'll just keep talking. So that being said, what are we going to be talking about today, right? So first, I'm going to be talking about why software is the best business model of our time. It's kind of a no-brainer, but we'll dig into why exactly it is the best business model, the one you want to be going into. Then we'll talk a little bit about why most people are not able to get into this, like some of the reasons, like what keeps most people stuck, and ultimately how you can fix that. Because if you know the main pitfall that holds everybody else up and you know how to get around that, you are going to be way better off because you will know exactly how to get around that, and most people don't. So it's going to position you in a place where you are way ahead of everybody else. So number 2 is going to be a big one. Then we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. Basically how to come up with proven software ideas. So I asked a little bit earlier, how many of you have had a software idea? A lot of people said yes, some people said no. Well, the cool thing is, whether you have an idea or you don't, it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to show you how to come up with proven software ideas, whether or not you have an idea, right? Which is really cool. So literally anybody can get into this. Then I'm going to be showing you how to utilize AI to do all the heavy lifting and actually build this product. And finally, I'm going to show you what the best monetization options are, because honestly, with this system, anybody can build software. You're going to see how easy it is. It's a couple little prompts, and next thing you know, you have a fully working software. And I'm going to demo that live on the call today. So be ready for that. But if you don't know how to take what you've built and monetize it, then you're literally wasting your time. Like if you have all these skills and you don't know how to monetize them, what is the point? So I think that monetization is extremely important, and that's why I want to throw that in there. So first off, why is software the ultimate business model? Well, number 1, recurring revenue. And this should kind of go without saying, right? Recurring revenue is huge. Cash flow that you can count on. If you have consistent customers coming in, right? And those customers are paying you every month, and all you're doing is focusing on bringing new customers in every single month, you start to see really like hockey stick growth, right? It's just up, 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 up. And the cool thing is when you have that recurring red inventory on the next line, when you have that recurring revenue, you don't have to worry about where your paycheck is coming from that month, right? I can personally take I mean, I could probably take the next 6 months off and not do anything and still have all of my business might not grow as much as I would like it to, but I wouldn't have to worry, right? I would have all that income coming in. I would be good to go. It wouldn't really matter. And that's why recurring revenue is such a huge thing. It also allows you to focus on growing the business and not just keeping it alive, right? So it's cash flow you can count on. It's a big deal. The other thing that's awesome is zero inventory, no physical shipping, right? It's a product that lives on the internet. You can sell it over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. You build this one thing, multiple people can get access to it, and it has extremely high profit margins with very low overhead. Now, previously, obviously developers, that's like the majority of my overhead in my other business is software developers, right? They are expensive. And you know, they're very expensive. We'll just leave it at that, right? So without the biggest expense, which is software developers, you can use AI, and then your profit margins literally shoot through the roof, right? Very, very low overhead. This works in any niche that you care about. Literally, I mean, there's software in any niche, and we're going to talk about how to come up with those ideas, like I said, and really how to branch out. There's a lot of really cool stuff we'll talk about today. But the cool thing is you own this asset, right? This is something that you own. That code base is an asset. It grows in value. And you can see right here, and I do need to throw out a disclaimer. These are screenshots from my Stripe accounts and stuff like that. I am an experienced online marketer and a YouTube entrepreneur. I've got over 12 years of experience online selling products. I've worked on software a lot, right? But as you can see right here, this specific screenshot from one of my Stripe accounts is for one of my softwares, right? One of my softwares has generated over $6.5 million in revenue with over 13,000 new customers coming through, right? So just a heads up there is some very cool potential. And like I mentioned, you can see it's just kind of just like cruising along. We have those big spikes when we're doing promotions, all that good stuff. And that is what is possible with one single software product, right? And the cherry on top is that SaaS companies can sell for insane multiples, right? So you build this up and you can sell a software company on average for 4.7x times the annual revenue, not even profit. And you can see this is industry standards from whatever, Aventis Advisors, or they got it from Merge Market, right? This is as of just a few days ago, right? So like SaaS companies sell for 4.7 times their revenue. So let's say you built up a SaaS company to like 100K a month or 1.2 million a year. That valuation would be in the $5 million plus range, which is absolutely absurd. So very, very cool stuff that you can do with this. And like just the multiples on revenue, it's crazy. No other business model sells like that. So that's a very cool thing. But there is one nagging problem, and that is making software used to be really hard. Hiring developers, right? Like I mentioned, $5,000 to $50,000 in investment just to get started. And that's without you knowing if this is going to sell, right? Then you're waiting months for a sellable product, right? You're going back and forth with developers. Hey, I need it to look like this. Every change you make has whatever, an extra few $100s attached to it. And you're like, oh man, is this gonna make, this could break me. And when the first time I started this, I was terrified. I was like, oh man, I risked a lot to hope that something would work. Luckily it did. But that's not always the case, right? It can be very, very expensive. You lose control and clarity. You could build something that nobody wants. And honestly, most people never get past the idea or the planning stage because of those problems. And look, hiring a competent developer is just the start. So you get your idea, you hire a competent developer. Look at how much these things cost, right? For a small class custom software, you're going to be paying $20,000 to $500,000. Average development costs are $90 to $160 per hour. That is a huge chunk, and that is a very big problem when it comes to launching your own software business. Like obviously, a software business is a great thing to have if you can avoid those pitfalls. So Luckily, the game has changed, right? AI plus no code tools, which we're going to be showing you today, is the software revolution. And I just want you to imagine really quick, being able to build something in a few days that would normally take you months and tens of thousands of dollars that can do this. And you can see this is the growth from TubeSift. You can see we've scaled that to over 6 figures per month. This is monthly recurring revenue, MRR, right? So the really cool thing about this is once you launch this, those customers stay. You add more customers, your monthly revenue goes up, 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 because with software, if you do this correctly, people will continue paying you, which is amazing, right? So, just imagine coming up with an idea, being able to launch something in a few days, literally a few days. This, like TubeSift took me 2.5 months to even get the working prototype where I could even use it, right? Something like that could be built in a couple of days now, max, right? So imagine being able to do that without having to take months and tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I'm going to show you today. So we are officially in the AI software gold rush. It is upon us, right? With this thing, with what we're going to be showing you today, you can go from idea to MVP, which is minimum viable product. That's basically what your software needs to do. We'll talk a little bit about that. But you can basically have a launchable product in a couple of hours. AI is going to generate your user interface. That's what people see when they log in. It's going to generate all your features, all of the logic, which is everything happening behind the scenes. It does it all for you. No coding, no developers. This is extremely fast, cheap, and easy. So let's do a really quick demo. I just want to show you what is possible with this, because honestly, I could talk all day about, oh, AI is so great. It does this, that, blah, blah, blah. But let me just show you exactly what you can do with this, right? So this is something Ross built. This is called MemberSpark. So a little bit of backstory here. I was complaining about how much money I was paying like to host my online courses, because I make courses for YouTube advertisers and stuff like that, right? So I was complaining about that, and I was like, man, it's whatever, thousands and thousands of dollars a year. And Ross was like, okay, give me a minute. He comes back with this, and basically he built me a working membership area right here in, what was it, like 2 days or something like this, I think, something along those lines. He was like, hey man, I built this. He comes back with this and he's like, check this out. And he's like, how does this look? Here's all your course content, like all of this kind of stuff. This is obviously like a demo. It's got some skateboard videos, because Ross always puts skateboard videos and stuff. But he was like, how does this look? Like, is this what you, would this replace that software that you're paying thousands of dollars a year for? And I was like, oh, yeah, it would. Like, definitely it would, right? And there's like, this thing has like JVZoo integrations, announcements, like you could set up all your products in here. This is a full-blown membership site, sort of like Kajabi or something like that, that you would pay hundreds of dollars a month for, right? And he was like, this is crazy. You can come in here, you can like change the theme. Like, this isn't just some random whatever. Oops, I'm clicking too fast. Oh yeah, never mind. It's updating. But this isn't some like random thing that he's like, yeah, it's like clunky, doesn't work. Like, he was able to whip this thing up in a matter of a couple of days and give me a full-blown members area with settings, sales pages, logins, registrations, integrations, like all of this stuff that Kajabi had that we were using that would allow us to, basically replace this, right? So pretty cool stuff. That was literally built in a couple of days, which I thought was very, very cool. So when Ross showed me this, I was like, wait a second, you built that in a couple of days with no developers. He does have a little bit of coding knowledge, but like not full stack developer stuff, right? I was like, you built that with no developers, very limited coding knowledge. Like, you don't have a developer background, and you didn't really have any headaches, and you did all of that in between what the other stuff we were working on. Like, You didn't even put full time into that? And he was like, nope. That's when the light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, hold up. Just if all that I was like, you need to show me this first of all. And if all that I got out of this whole thing was me being able to replace a couple of softwares that I am paying thousands of dollars a year for, this would all be worth it. Like, you can save me $5,000, whatever, a year. I am in. But then I was like, wait, we could also sell these. And my brain started just going crazy. And I couldn't even sleep that night. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I can't believe this. And so we scheduled a call the next day. He ran me through everything. And I'm going to show you what he ran me through, how all this works in a second here. But first, let's talk about what I should build or what you should build. This is where most people freeze up, right? And so somebody is saying, oops, hold on one second. Sorry. GoToWebinar does some weird stuff with pulling all this stuff. But Jack was saying, have an idea and everything ready, but I need software to run it. Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. So I'll show you how to do this. So let's talk about what you should build. So I have this cool thing. I actually used AI to whip up a software idea assistant, right? And let me give you this really quick. Let me just let me exit out of here. Let me grab this link here, and I'm just going to show you how all this works real quick. So let me just snag that. I'm going to drop this in the chat for everybody. So here's just like a little bonus that you can use. But basically, what this is this is a custom GPT, right? So this is pretty cool. Let me actually just do it on the internet so you can see a little bit better instead of the app. Okay, cool. So what we do when it comes time to coming up with an idea for software, AI can help you do all of this and validate it. So even if you don't have your idea, no problem. All you have to do, and this is the GPT, I dropped it to everybody in the chat. All you have to do is say, hey, give me a software idea. You click this. And this is gonna say, okay, cool. Answer these 4 questions, right? So I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm interested in hunting, right? Because hunting season started yesterday, archery hunting. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's what it is. What's a task or process, scouting and finding animals or something like that, right? Number 3 is a tool for personal use, business, or resale. All of that. And number 4, are you interested in saving time, automating the process, or recurring revenue? All of that, right? There we go. That's it. So I answer 4 very basic questions. And this is going to spit out, like 3 or 4, I forget, specific softwares that I can use in this industry, right? So definitely save that link that I sent you. You can use that, play around with it after this call. Oh, it gave me 5. Perfect, right? So it's like, okay, cool. Here's your ideas. Hunt and tell, or Scout Sync, and you can kind of go through these, all that good stuff. Let me do another real quick run through. Let's say we're in like the fitness niche, right? So 1 is going to be I'm interested in fitness. 2, I don't like tracking or mapping out macros, right? Macros for a diet, right? And number 3, all. Number 4, all. Right, cool. So, I mean, very simple. You can see how quick you can run through this and what it looks like. So like Macro Master, Fit Split Planner, and it gives you like names, and it's like, all right, here's the description, here's the core problem it solves, and here's what you build it with, right? So it gives you some general ideas, and then you can go a little deeper with this to get more depth, feature ideas, blah, blah, blah. But that's some pretty cool stuff, right? So you can quickly and easily come up with your software ideas, right? Now, you have your idea, right? What do we do next, right? So we've come up with this idea. We're like, all right, this could sell. This is going to be great. What do we do next? It is time to utilize AI, right? So I'm going to jump over. I'm going to show you exactly how easy all of this is with this. I'm going to do, who wants to see, let me know in the chat box. Do you want to see a real quick live build where I can build out a core feature of a software live in front of you using AI? Let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do it either way. But okay, lots of yeses coming through anyway. So let's just jump over to ChatGPT. So I'm just going to snag the prompt that I whipped up real quick first, and we're going to be good to go. So let's just run with the macro planner or something along those lines, right? So I'm just going to come over to ChatGPT. I'm going to go new chat, and here's what I want to say. So I want a calorie macro tracker, right? So I kind of structured my idea, and this is all that I need to put in here. I just need to say, I want to create a simple calorie and macronutrient tracker for people that want to track their meals. It should allow users to input food or meals, automatically calculate the total calories, protein, carbs, and fat. And then let's just go from here and then say, hey, write the formulas, tell me how to structure it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna hit enter, right? This is gonna whip this up. It's gonna think for a second here, and hopefully this works. Sometimes, for some reason, ChatGPT has been, okay, cool, here we go. Sometimes it's been freezing up over the past couple days. I'm like, no. So let's just kind of let it do this, and then basically it's like, okay, cool. Here's your data model, it's table. It's literally, and don't worry about all this stuff really. You just need to this is just stuff. It's kind of like giving you all the inputs, right? Here's everything that is going to need to happen. You don't need to know like really any of this stuff. So while that's running, I'm going to pull up CodePen, and then I'll just let me just log in here real quick. I meant to do that before. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, cool. So I'll get into CodePen. I think that's the wrong one, but whatever. Okay, cool. So this is gonna map everything out for you. And essentially what we've got here is, it's giving us Airtables. I think I went a little too deep on this one. I apologize. Let me just, let me see here. Let me find the actual one that I did previously. Macro tracker, there we go. So this is actually all you need to do. So I want to use this to do this. Here you go. So cool, and here's the prompt, boom, 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 boom. And here is all that we need here. Sorry about that, 1 second. No, we'll just use what I had. Sorry, this is actually the first time I'm doing this.
Justin, can I jump in?
Yeah, sorry, this went way deeper on GPT-5.
This is what I had to teach Justin, and
right.
He still hasn't learned that. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it as simple as possible, and then go from there. So he just showed what I tried to teach him, like make it simple, put the first thing in, get the idea, and then go from there. And that's the beauty of this stuff. Like that's what I was like, this is amazing if you just go a little step by step. And that's part of those stuff that I learned that made me good at this, is I have the patience and the understanding to understand how it all works. So apparently Justin's still learning, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I copied the wrong prompt, I think. I had it before. I'm trying to find it. And I'll just show you exactly how it works, because I had the right one and I simplified it. But I believe it was shit. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just do a loan calculator. Let's do a loan calculator. This is the easier one, right? So basically what you can do, and this is the prompt I was looking for. I apologize. I copied the wrong one. I was kind of scrambling before this webinar. Been a busy week. So here's literally all you have to do, right? So let's just run with a loan calculator. This is a much easier feature. And let me just show you how this works, right? So essentially all I need to do is open this, and I could just say, hey, right here, boom, write clean HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for a simple web-based loan calculator. It should have an input amount for loan, an annual interest rate, and a loan term for years, and then a button that says calculate, right? Here we go. So this is literally all we need to do. I overcomplicated that. I apologize. So this is whipping this up, right? Now, what this is going to do is it's going to write this software for us. And what I did is with that previous one, I got the big idea and I messed it up. This is what I should have done. So the way that you do this is you basically come in and you make specific, you make one specific tool. So like if I want to make a software for a real estate agent or something like that, or a loan service or something like that. It needs to have like a few different features, right? And so you can see this is literally writing all of the code for us. And really all you need to do is copy and paste this. And I'll show you how all this works in a live environment in like 2 seconds here once this is done writing this, right? So once this is done, this is going to whip up all our code. Almost done. And bump, 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 bump. Come on. Here we go. So this, you can see this, like something like this would take a developer quite a while. I mean, there's a decent amount of code here, right?
Yeah, and it looks like a bunch of nonsense, doesn't it? It looks like what is that? What even is that? I know Justin doesn't know what that is,
No,
which
I have
makes
no
me
idea. I don't
laugh.
even know why it's changing.
And I love that about you, man. Like you don't know what that is. I have an idea. It would take me hours and hours and hours and hours to do that. I kind of have an idea, but like, look at that. The function calc. There's a calculator happening right now. I'm watching real time with you guys. We didn't pre-plan this. And end script, right? You know, so it wrote all that and it did all that, and he's gonna paste it in there and it's gonna do something. And isn't that the most amazing thing like ever? Right? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I literally had that whole loan calculator. You see it whipped up an entire piece of software, which you'll see in a second. I copy the code. CodePen is just a piece of like online software where you can preview what your code is going to look like. I'm going to paste this here. And holy crap, this is what we have, right? So check this out.
Wow. Wow. That's
Let's
I kind of understand some of that code, and I was watching it happen in real time, to be honest. Because again, he said, you know, I do have a code background a little bit, but I was watching that build, and I was like, this is live. We've never done this before.
Yeah, that's why I messed it up, right?
I was like, yeah.
So
I
let's
was
say
like,
you're going to take a
what is
$1
that?
million
Look
loan.
how cool that is. That would have cost me like
$5 million.
$5 grand a minimum to build that.
6.5% interest rate, loan term of 30 years, right? I'm going to calculate that. Ouch. Oh man, you're going to pay $6,320.68 per month for a $1 million loan at a 6.5% interest rate, right? So we literally whipped this up, and you can see here's the total interest you're going to pay, total number of payments. This is like, and it's even like, hey, this is an estimate, not a loan offer, blah, blah, blah. Do you see how simple that is, even with me messing that up, right? Like this is, so this is exactly what it is going to look like. And you can see how quickly and easily one little line of prompt, like write a clean HTML, CSS, JavaScript for a simple web-based calculator. Here's what it needs. Make it look great. Boom.
Hey, Justin, I was nervous for a second there, and then I wanted to see what happened, and that was beautiful. Like I was watching the code develop, and I thought, uh-oh, is this going to work? This is live. This is non-scripted. I was like, is this going to work? I was a little bit nervous for a second, but I love this stuff because look what just happened. That was incredible.
Yeah. So like that is literally one thing. Like, do you see how easy that is, right? We literally built that in a second. And keep in mind, that's one small feature. Now, most software that you're using has a few different features built in. Like, I'll just show you like one of my other softwares just for like visualization, right? So here's like TubeSift, right? And essentially, we have all of these over here, like video search, channel search. Those are all individual tools. And most software that you will have has a bunch of those individual tools put together into one software. But you can see how easy it is to build that one individual tool, right? So imagine taking 4 or 5 of those, putting those together in a nice little dashboard like this, which is extremely easy to do using AI. Like if we come over here to like MemberSpark, obviously it's got like products, progress, that was one tool, dashboard, that's another thing, all that kind of stuff. These are like very simple individual tools that you can put into a dashboard and have an extremely valuable piece of software. So does that make sense to everybody? I just want to make sure. I know I got a little messed up there for a second. Oops, why did that take it away? But I just want to make sure that everybody's following there. Okay, cool, perfect. So you both those together. That's how easy it is to have AI build your software, right? So you built your app, your software. What next? Well, this is the fun part. This is where you get to monetize it, right? So there's a couple different monetization models that I want to run through, and I'm going to explain why these are so awesome. So number one, this is my personal favorite. This is recurring SaaS. It stands for software as a service. Monetization is going to be monthly or yearly subscription. People pay you on a monthly or yearly basis. This is best for tools that solve an ongoing pain point or save time, right? Something people are going to use over and over. This is so great because predictable revenue, obviously, builds long-term value. You can sell it later, and it has high margins once you set this up, right? This is how I've built, my 6-figure a month recurring revenue stream, solving one single problem and charging anywhere from $29 to $99 a month to make it go away. Some examples of this would be a CRM or a client relations management software for freelancers or coachers. Maybe an AI-generated copy assistant for real estate agents, lead follow-up tracker for small businesses, something along those lines. So pretty cool, right? Custom build for hire. This is another thing you can do, right? You can go out there and charge a one-time fee or a project fee or a retainer to build software for people, right? So people need software. You can now develop that software for people and charge it. This is great for developers, marketers, creatives who want to generate cash flow without building the big brand, right? It's pretty cool stuff. Why this works? Well, you don't need a big audience. AI lets you deliver high value work fast, and you can charge anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 per build, sometimes more. And I know Ross has been doing this on the side in St. Pete where he's at. He's like building stuff using AI for people, charging them. He's like, oh, I whipped that up in a day, made a couple grand, like cool stuff that you can do with this. So this is a great monetization option. Some examples might be building a lead generation tool for an influencer, automating reporting for an ad agency, creating a niche client dashboard for a service provider, right? The cool thing is, even if you don't want to sell your own software, you can still make money utilizing these methods by building AI tools for others, right? This is another cool one, the Flippa or micro acquire model. This is like a one-time exit, if you will. This is great for builders, product-minded people that like quick turnarounds. You don't need a big audience. AI lets you deliver high-value work fast, and you can charge $1,000 to $10,000. Again, for this, it's similar to building it for people, except for you're building this. And basically what you would do is build a working software real quick, get a couple of users, then list it for sale on a site like Flippa or MicroAcquire, right? You can create a unique AI tool, get it earning, $500 a month. You can charge 10 to 20 grand for that. That is extremely cool. You can also bundle this, tool with a landing page, which is very easy to do, and a simple marketing plan and sell it, right? You can literally build a tool in a weekend, get a few users, sell it for 4 to 5 figures on marketplaces like Flippa. And I am not kidding. This is from Flippa right here. This is a SaaS company. They're selling it for $67,000, right? Pretty cool stuff. So you can whip this stuff up, and there's like Reddit communities and all kinds of stuff where people are building these, selling them. And Ross is constantly sending me he's like, look at this. This person just built this and they sold for whatever, 10 grand. They built this thing in a couple days and got a couple of users. I was like, whoa, that's some serious money right there. It's pretty cool stuff, right? So that flipping model is a really cool one as well. Now, and we have the affiliate focused software. This one's really cool. So you can actually, these softwares are so easy to build, you can literally give them away for free, right? So the way to kind of monetize the affiliate focused software would be build something, use it to drive traffic or leads to different affiliate offers. This is great for affiliate marketers and list builders. Remember, software has that high perceived value. One of the best lead magnets that we have for our business is a free piece of software. It brings in the right leads, we upsell them after, right? Now, granted, that piece of software took me a few months to make. I could now build it in a couple of hours and give it away as a lead magnet. High perceived value. You build it once, you earn commissions on autopilot because in that software, it's recommending different tools or different things like that. Maybe you have a niche calculator that calculates, mortgage rates like we just showed you, right? You give that away for free, and then you're like, hey, by the way, do you want me to connect you with a mortgage broker or something like that, right? That would be an affiliate link, a referral link. You can really start to make money by giving that away for free and referring people to different places. So it's great for list building, tripwires, and it's stackable with other monetization things as well, right? So maybe you have a bonus delivery apps that promotes your affiliate links, a lead magnet tool that collects emails and sends follow-up, anything like that. You can also build a tool that helps others and earns you commissions every time people are clicking or buying. So cool stuff there. Then we have internal tools turned external. Now this is what I did with TubeSift. Essentially, I was able to turn what I used into something that others paid for. So I identified a problem. I already had a business, right? I was running YouTube ads. I needed to automate a specific process. So I was running a business. I was like, man, this task sucks. It's manual. What can I do? So I was able to get that software made. I was my first customer. I had results with it. I proved the value. I knew there was a product market fit, that people would want this, because I had talked to some of my students. I was like, hey, if I could build this, some other YouTube advertisers, stuff like that. I was like, if I could build you a tool like this, would you use it? And they were like, heck yeah, I would. That's awesome, right? And so I was able to validate it, all that good stuff. So some examples of an internal tool that you turn and sell would be a prompt organizer for you and your team, a client dashboard you use internally, maybe a repurposing tool for social media, right? And honestly, sometimes the best tools or products are the ones that you already built for yourself and you turned into something that others pay for. So like I said, that's what I did with TubeSift, and it turned into a 6-figure monthly recurring revenue, which is crazy. And a quick little bonus strategy. This is something we launched, one of our pieces of software. As you can see, we did the bottom one, we did 146,000, then we did 80,000 right above that. That was at the same time. We were literally able to do lifetime launches to our customer list. So if you already have a customer list, you can do these lifetime launches. And we were able to bring in a couple $100,000 in cash injection into our business in a matter of like 5 days by doing a lifetime launch and then kind of rolling it over into recurring, right? So very, very cool stuff. So you have seen what is possible with this. You've seen how easy it is to come up with an idea. Obviously, that is step number one, coming up with that idea, figuring out what exactly I need to build. Then you literally go to AI, just like I showed you over here, and you just say, hey, here is the, here it is, write me this code for this that does this. Boom. It literally spits out the entire code, right? And it actually got way better. Like this was a little while ago. AI is improving so much. You can see how much more code it actually wrote, and how quickly and easily you can get a working tool out almost instantly. It is crazy, right? So you've seen how that was. And then I showed you exactly how you can monetize this in whatever, 5 or 6 different monetization ways, right? So you've seen what's possible. This stuff is amazing, right? So you've seen how easy it is to come up with this, how easy it is to monetize, how you can do all of that. So there's a couple options you have going forward, right? Number one, you can do nothing, which is fine. Maybe you don't want to run a software business. Maybe you don't like recurring revenue. Maybe you just don't like making money. No problem there. That is like, I'm totally cool with that. If that's the case though, now is probably a good time to exit so you're not wasting your time, right? But number two, here's the other option. You can DIY this. You can spend months learning how all of this works and fits together. You saw the mistakes that I made where Ross had to jump in and be like, dude, what are you doing, right? I still use Ross as a coach to really help me with this, right? So to help me dial this in, because if you have somebody that can help you skip the learning curve and get that personalized help, you are able to get results so much faster and more effectively, right? So option number 3 is join us on our AI software creation masterclass. So Ross and I have put together a full-blown training that has already helped quite a few people. Like we had one member who went through this and was like, oh, I already whipped up 3 different working pieces of software. I was like, it's been 2 days. Like what? And he's like, yeah, this stuff works. It's great. It's easy, right? So you can join us in the AI software creation masterclass. that we put together. So what exactly is this? So Ross and I are going to take you by the hand and help you go from idea to live software. We're going to help you come up with and validate your idea. We're going to help you build this using our proven frameworks and no-code tools. Remember, no coding, no developers, just action. And I showed you briefly how it all works today. I know there's obviously a little, you have to get it put in a dashboard, all that kind of stuff, but we have some really awesome tools and processes for doing that. So you can literally whip something up like MemberSpark or whatever and not have to, worry about hiring developers and doing all that kind of stuff. So this is the complete blueprint for going from idea or no idea, because we're going to show you how to do all that as well, to a working software that you can sell in record time. So here we go. Module number 1. This is all about finding your $1 million idea, right? And obviously not every idea is a $1 million idea, just disclaimer there, but I like to call it $1 million idea, right? So this is all about how to use AI to uncover pain-killing software ideas in minutes. We'll talk about how to validate your ideas before you spend any time building them, because that's a huge part of this. And we'll talk about how to reverse engineer what's already working in the market so you can jump in and start profiting right away. Then, once you get that idea knocked out, it's time to turn your ideas into software and apps without code. We'll show you how to utilize AI to map out all your features, your workflow, your user interface, how to generate actual software with simple prompts, and how to build your MVP with free and ultra low cost tools. And again, MVP is minimum viable product. That is specifically what the product needs to do just to be launched and start making sales, right? So we'll teach you how to get this out quickly and effectively and not go through all the traps that most software developers end up with, where they're like, oh, I need all these features before I can launch. That's not the case. I have launched multiple software companies, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do all that here. Then it comes to connect the dots. We'll talk about how to launch your software with zero tech headaches, how to test and refine it quickly with real users, and how to tie it all together so you can start getting paid. Now, because we are doing this this is like the second time, actually, you guys are besides my list, you all are the very first people to see this presentation, which is why I messed it up for a second there, so whatever. But we have some cool bonuses, right? Now, obviously, Ross and I have some proven prompts that we use to build our software quickly and easily. As you saw in the mistakes, I put the wrong prompt in. If you do that and you don't have a proven prompt that'll do the right things, you end up confused, like I was on this call, where you're like, oh man, this isn't quite right. What do I do with all of this? I was like, that's not what I wanted. And then I was like, wait, go back to the proven prompts. I'll be saving that and fixing that in the future. But yeah, we do have all these proven prompts that we're going to hand you that'll help you build this software fast. We've also got a quick start checklist for all the right tools to use that will 10x your speed to launch and eliminate 90% of the setup that you'd have to go through if you just use ChatGPT or Claude, right? So I showed you ChatGPT. Obviously, that built the core feature, but we need to be able to put that into an actual dashboard and turn that into a software that actually looks good, because you're not going to give somebody a code pen and be like, here you go, like, check it out, I built it. Like, that doesn't work. That has to be put into a dashboard. And we have all of these special tools that you can use to eliminate all of the setup and all the back and forth. Like, you could do it the manual way, or you can use this bonus to knock everything out at 10x speed. And then we also have a prompt to profit prompt library software, which I'll demo in a minute here, but I was giving Ross a bunch of my favorite prompts, and he went and put it all into a very cool members area where, like I said, I'll show you in a second here, but basically all of my prompts are built into a members area where I just put my inputs and it runs them and it spits them out for me. So there's some pretty cool stuff there. You're also going to get an AI homepage and sales page building training. So essentially, you build this software, you need to be able to sell it, right? How do you do that? Well, most software is sold from a sales page. So I'm going to show you in this training how to use AI to do everything from writing your copy to whipping up your sales page and really integrating that with your software so you can start making those sales right away. Then this is something I just added this today. We are going to be doing lifetime updates in Slack access, right? AI is moving at the speed of just under the speed of light, I'm going to say. The speed of light's pretty fast, so I don't know about that, but it is changing constantly, right? You have seen it. I mean, if you use any type of AI tools, they're upgrading models, new software's coming out, this is happening, that's happening. It's really hard to keep up with that, right? But we are fully into this stuff. So they're constantly changing. So inside the members area, we're gonna give you lifetime updates to all the latest and greatest training to make sure that all of this is 100% up to date, right? So that's what we're going to do there. We're going to continue adding to this training as new tools come out, as new methods, as we learn more, right? We're going to be adding all of that, and you're going to get lifetime updates to that. Plus, we set up a Slack group, and you're going to get Slack access to us. There's a channel in there. You can ask any questions. We can help you with anything you need, you know, refining your prompts, like all that kind of stuff. We set up a Slack group so that everybody that joins can get Slack access and get direct access to myself and to Ross. So,
And I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off real quick right there. Right now, just in Slack, George sent that, what I just posted in chat. One of our, I love this guy. He like really took it to heart. So I just posted what he just said to me in Slack while we were talking about him. So that's part of it too, that I'm in there. That's what I do. So I don't know if you see that in chat, but he just posted that for us. I have conversations. I'm the one that kind of like hangs out and talks to you, and like he said, as things happen and update, I just wanted to give some reference to that chat in case everybody saw that. But yeah, I'm in there. That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just pull it up in a minute here, and I'll just show you. So, but yeah, so bottom line is that's why we made that Slack group. We want to be able to keep in contact with you, and yeah, thanks for posting that in there, Ross. I'll read it in a minute. That's really long, but best course I've ever taken. George is the one that I was talking about that launched like 3 pieces of software right after going through the training. I was like, how did you do that? Like, whoa, overachiever over here. Like Anyway, so pretty cool stuff. So, so yeah, here is the link to join us here. So let me just drop that in the chat for you. But basically it is, where's that chat? Here it is. It's going to be dirtyfastresults.com/Ron. And currently, like currently, the price point on this, and I'll just show you the sales page, but currently the price point is $297, right? This is the second time we have run this. Ron was like, oh dude, this is cool. Like, let's show my people how this works. So we hooked you up with a special deal. This is going to go up in price, is going to be much more expensive. But for now, we priced this at $297 for you because we want to make sure that we are, you know, giving a great price on this. Like the early adopters should get the best deal, and that is why we have this. But like I said, we have a lot of people that have gone through this just from my email list, and I've seen a lot of really awesome pieces of software that have popped up from this training, just from what we have taught people. And the speed, people are going through this course and literally having their first piece of software launched in about, I don't know, 2 hours after going through the course and being like, okay, cool, let's do it, right? So there's some really cool stuff you can do with this. And yeah, I'm really excited to share this with everybody. So that being said, I just want to say, you don't need permission to create your future. You just need the right, oh man, hey. Okay, sorry. You just need the right system and a push in the right direction. And with the AI Software Creation Masterclass, that is specifically what we are getting you, right? Hey, what the? Oh, I think I clicked the link. There we go. So yeah, here's what the sales page is going to look like, right? You get a little recap, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, here's a button, is $297 right now. We do, and I forgot to throw this slide in here, we do have a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. That's something everybody always asks. So yes, we do have a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee for everybody. Just want to throw that out there and let you know that we do have that, because we're so confident this is going to work. And like, just the results that we've got from this for students so far have been awesome, right? So let's open up for some Q&A real quick. Let me exit out of this because otherwise it's going to take me away anyway. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. We can run through that. Let's see.
I'm going to talk real quick if that's all right.
Yeah.
So, the name Dirty Fast Results. This was something I did, or what I do my brain works this way. I want to do the least amount of work with the biggest result, right? And the best thing you can do in life is do something quickly. It doesn't have to be polished and refined. You need to just do it and make it happen. And so I love this domain. I did this in e-commerce. I've done this in AI. I've done this so many times in my life. The secret is to just do it. So just get there, make it happen. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be as pretty, as polished, as wonderful as you think you need it to be. You need to just do it and try and create something. And then the results happen. Then you find it. And that's why it's kind of a funny website name, but it's also one of my favorite. So yeah, that's just a little backstory on me and what, how I think and who I am and how I came up with this.
Nice. Yeah, that I thought it was cool branding, so I was like, hey, can we run with this? So we did, hijacked it, turned it into this for sure. Let's see. So there should be a recording. Yes. Somebody was asking, oh, what's up, Toussaint? How this compares to some other softwares. So we use some of those in our process is kind of the example there. Like the answer to that. Like we use some of those in our process. We use a number of AI tools, anything ranging from, basic ChatGPT to some more advanced pieces of software. A couple of them, because somebody was asking, what else do we need to, to pull this off? And the answer is, like I pull this off with one $20 piece of software a month, or two, I guess, because I pay for ChatGPT.
Yeah. So exactly. That's again, dirty fast results. I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend a lot of time. And I want to make it as easy and simple and as fast as I can possibly do is kind of how I approach everything. And I found and that's one of the things you're going to learn is like how to not waste time, not waste money, spending a lot on stupid tools. Again, Justin mentioned this earlier that like I was actually building pages for him and his platform that he pays for, and I was like, this is bugging the heck out of me. Like, I don't want to do this. This takes too much work. What if I can do this faster in a different way? And thank goodness he was open to that. But I don't like wasting time or money. It's exhausting. These platforms are so complicated, and you pay so much every single month. If there's a better way, if there's a faster way, I'm going to do it. And that's what we're also teaching. Like, we're going to save you minimal. So maybe $40 a month if you really want to like go crazy with it. And I use this a lot. We didn't show all the things I've built, but I built stuff for local clients, and I just had fun with it. I went crazy for like 9 months, and I still haven't spent anything close to what I would ever spend with actual development. So yeah, maybe $20 a month, $40 tops, maximum.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's some cool, like some of the stuff that Ross has showed me. I've been like, dude, like you built all that with like what? Honestly, I was blown away at some of the stuff that Ross has done with this, and I was like, whoa, like he's way more advanced. Like he's back there, like just crushing it with this kind of stuff, which is crazy. So yeah, there's like all kinds of stuff that we can show you, like different monetization models. I know a couple people were asking. Oh, and what's up, Damien? Just saw you were on here. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, I mean, there's just like some crazy stuff you can do with this, and it's very, very fun, and we love teaching this. Again, it's constantly evolving, changing, and I do want to say, like the early bird gets the worm when it comes to this kind of stuff. And being able to do this and pull all of this off is something that, if you get in now ahead of the curve, this is evolving quickly, but I do think that, in the next few years, this will be something that a lot of people know how to do. And if you can get in and be at the forefront of this and cash in while you can right now, this is going to be something that is huge, right? So somebody was asking, how about the API if you're using, yeah, we cover API stuff in the training for sure. Because a lot of times, and I don't want to like overwhelm everybody with all this stuff. It's really not that complicated. But for instance, like when we're running like TubeSift, right? Over here, obviously this software goes through an API. So if it's like, I'm looking up how to shave a dog or something, right? All this software is doing, and we teach all this in the training, but it's like, okay, here's your input, right? The input is somebody puts in a keyword. They click search. What happens behind, like OpenAI or ChatGPT, these tools that we're going to show can help you knock all this stuff out. But basically what happens behind the scenes? Well, it needs to go to YouTube's API. And like I have a lot of experience building software companies. We know how all this works. So does Ross. And basically it's like, okay, cool. This is pulling all of those through an API. Then you have the output. What is the software output? Right? It's going to output these videos, right? So that's essentially it. And we do talk about how to do all of that as well.
I'm gonna jump in super quick.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna jump in super quick on that because I was one of the very first people to use like Facebook advertising. I didn't actually understand what an API was or how to use it or how to actually do anything with it. I still don't actually, to be honest. I don't really understand it. I have a kind of an idea. But I was one of the first to do that. My business partner did. Again, paid him a lot of money to do this stuff. I mean, love him, but like, I wish I had all that money. Anyway, a couple teenagers got together, made a phone app that just used an API and sold it for like, I don't know, 7 million, like crazy. Like Justin said, I sent him, he gets tired of me, but I sent him all these kind of crazy things like, oh my gosh, look at this. This company just did an API. It's like a wrapper. It's an AI wrapper on somebody else's API. So yes, we will explain how to do that. I'll teach you how to do that. I still don't technically 100% understand it, but like MemberSpark operates on an API and with JVZoo, right? It's just a communication between things, and AI will explain it for you, and we'll show you how to do that. But it is a super powerful thing. We're just not trying to get super advanced on this call. But yeah, that's easy. Like I don't still entirely get it, but for the first time, because of AI, I could incorporate it into, I actually built my own API for a software I'm working on that I was, when I first started experimenting with this stuff, I showed Justin something and I didn't have an API and had to build my own. So I still don't know what it does or how it works, but the robots did it for me. So yeah, don't stress too much on that. That's not super important, but it's pretty easy to incorporate, and we're going to show you all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's one of the things that that's a great point, right? Like you don't necessarily need to know how all of this works specifically. You just need to know the frameworks, the right things to feed AI, and it spits out all of the stuff. It does all of the heavy lifting for you behind the scenes, so you can then focus on getting users and getting paid, right? So that's a great point that you had there, man. Like it's you don't need to know all that stuff, right? As far as only building in English, no, you can build in any language you would like, which is really cool. There will be a replay, I believe. Is this recorded or live? So we are going to be doing some additional live sessions. This is recorded. Everything's in the members area as well. And speaking of the members area, Ron was asking if there's only 2 modules. No, there's 4 modules in there. And like I said, as things advance, we're adding additional things. We're doing Q&A calls with all our members. But to answer your question, Violet, how do you get your questions answered? Well, I'm answering your question right now, but how do you get your questions answered about the training? We have a Slack group, right? So that one of the bonuses that we threw in was a Slack group right here. So you get lifetime updates So obviously, as things are changing, we're putting these updates in here, all that good stuff, and things are constantly changing. But we have a Slack channel, right? So all the members you'll get an email with Slack for you, and that will basically be a place where everybody's in there. You can ask any of your questions. Like I said, we're doing like bonus as new softwares come out, as new methods, new models of AI, all that kind of stuff. We're going and we're doing these trainings, right? And we're putting these out for you. We'll be doing live Q&As here and there, like all that good stuff. So we are really over delivering here, making sure that you get those literally everything that you need to get results with this. And like Ross said, we got I didn't see it, they must have just sent it to him, but like, and you can see it in the chat. Basically, one of our members says, hey, this is the best course I've ever taken over the years. I use Ross and Justin's products, taking multiple classes with Justin. Every single time I've made 2 to 3 times as much as the course costs within a few weeks, sometimes days, of finishing the course and implementing what I learned. When I got the email from Justin to sign up for the AI software creation masterclass, I signed up immediately. The first day I knew I'd made a great decision. I'd already created a custom software that's helping my clients. Like literally after the first day, George had a custom piece of software that his clients are using. After beta testing, we're going to start billing for this, and like all that good stuff, right? So essentially, even more amazing, these guys hold your hand to help you get there faster than I ever thought possible. I expect to do my full launch, quickly here. If you're on the fence, buy it. Trust me. So yeah, 65 years old, doesn't know how to code, already has his first software up and running within day 1, right? So pretty cool stuff. And again, we do have that 30-day money back guarantee because somebody was asking, what's the scoop there? So there's literally no risk besides a little bit of time, and you can go through this quickly, easily. I guarantee that if you go through this and implement what we show you, that you will have a working piece of software, right? And like you're in good hands. We know, like I've been there, I've done that. Ross has been there, he's done that. We have collectively an absurd amount of experience selling things online and building software companies specifically. This is all that I have been doing for the past. I create info products too, but like literally my entire business is focused around software and has been since 2015. And I got started online in 2012. So 3 years later, I launched my first piece of software. It was much harder back then than it is now. And with this program we have for you, you're going to be able to knock this out of the park quickly and easily. We're going to be there holding your hand through the whole process. So any other questions that anybody has, let me know. And yeah, fire away. And while you got us, and we'll be here. Let's see. Let's see. Is there a split pay? There is not a split pay at this time, just because we already, like, we're going to be taking this to where we are taking it to webinars, right? This is obviously the first round that we're doing besides my list, but we are going to be taking this to a higher price point. As of right now, we just want to bring as many people in as possible. We've already brought my list in, got some awesome results there, awesome testimonials. But honestly, our goal with this in the beginning, because this is a newer thing, obviously, we want to make sure that we are under promising, over delivering, and actually getting people results here. So we cut that price to to get as many people in as possible, so we can get more and more and more testimonials. Like I said, this is the second time we've presented this to anybody, and you are on that. Yeah, you're on that call, so you're in the right place. But as of right now, we don't have a split pay because we plan on at least doubling the price of this. So we actually already cut it into into what cut that price down already. Honestly, into like when we roll out a split pay, it's probably going to be $297, 3 payments of $297, because that's usually what we sell our stuff at, is like $997 or yeah, you know, around there. So just a heads up there.
Yeah, and also I've got to keep learning this stuff. This is what I do. This is what's fun for me. So I have to be able to keep working on things and be aware of the changes because they happen super fast. So that's sort of why you know, I'm kind of the quiet guy behind this promotion, but I spend my time literally just absorbing everything I can read and learn about this stuff and how to do it and what works, what doesn't, the little bits and pieces. So and that's valuable too. You know, my time is valuable, so we just can't do that, I think.
For sure. It's you know, like Ross said, we're constantly we're giving you lifetime updates, all of that. That's a bonus for getting in early. So cool. Any other questions anybody has? If so, fire away. Otherwise, you know, we'll wrap this one up if there aren't any other questions. And no big deal if there's not, but yeah, there's like some huge potential here. There's some really cool stuff that you can do with this, and just, you know, I guess to kind of wrap this up, I would say that the early bird gets the worm, like I said earlier. This is something that's new, and you're getting in on the ground floor of this, right? It's not, let's see, it's not something where you're just like, oh, I'm going to go through a course and I'm going to have to, you know, do all this crazy stuff. And like, it's not like that. You're going to be able to have a tangible item, a piece of software after going through this that you can sell, that you can, you know, give away as a lead magnet. I mean, there's so many monetization options, and we cover all of those in there as well, like different ways that you can monetize this, all of that. So yeah, really looking forward to helping everybody out. Like mostly just like I just thought it was so cool that we were able to, you know, there were multiple members of that went through this on the first round that were like, oh, I got all these softwares whipped up in a matter of a couple of days. I was like, or even day. I was like, wow, like this stuff flat out works. And like I said, we got that 30-day money back guarantee if for some reason, you know, this isn't for you after you go through it, right? No questions asked, 30-day money back guarantee. So let's see, do I help you on marketing the software? Yeah, like we're in that Slack group. We definitely, like I have extensive experience in marketing software, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like you have us on your team. We are there to help you through that whole process. And obviously, if you're not able to sell this in the first place, then, you know, what's the point? But yeah, we definitely talk about all that kind of stuff. And all that. So somebody was asking, can you go through the modules again? Yeah, so obviously module 1 is all about finding your idea, right? Coming up with the right idea. We've got some really cool ways to validate the idea before you spend time and money, or time really, because it's just like, you don't have to hire a developer. But we've got some really awesome ways that you can validate what's going on, all that good stuff before you actually go out and build this. And also, like, you get access to us, right? So you have Slack. You just hit us up, right? You literally hit us up and say, hey, here's the idea I'm thinking. We have like a little worksheet that you fill out. You can send that over to us, and we will help you go through that, right? Like that whole process. And yeah, Jack, we definitely have working software apps which are monetized. Like I have 6 figures recurring revenue through software that can very easily, and like I'm talking monthly, right? 6 figures a month through this. So we have all those processes in place. And yeah, like a lot of these softwares that are being built, like we have a few other members that have already whipped things up and have a few paying members. So yeah, it's quick, easy, and we do have working software that is monetized for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, the modules. So yeah, so coming up with that idea, right? How to use AI to uncover these software ideas, how to validate the idea before you spend time building it, how to reverse engineer what's working, like all of that good stuff, right? Then once you come up with your idea, we talk about turning ideas into software and apps without code, right? So how to do all of that, how to utilize AI to map out your features, your workflow, how to generate the actual software using these simple prompts. So we run you through all that as well. How to build your minimum viable product and get that ready for launch, all that good stuff there. So we've got that. And yeah, basically that is module 2, is all about like building your software using AI. And then module 3, you know, how to launch it, right? Once you are, because, you know, like I said, what good is a piece of software that sits on a hard drive or whatever? It's not. You need to be able to launch this. So that's where we break down how to launch it with zero tech headaches, how to test and refine with real users, how to get those users, how to tie everything together and start getting paid. All of that good stuff we cover inside of the training. As a bonus, we're giving you the prompts that we use to build this fast, the quick start checklist, all of that good stuff. You know, our prompt to profit library software, the AI homepage and sales page building training, because obviously that's going to help you monetize that as well. We've got some really cool processes for doing all that, and we break it all down on the training. Let's see. Cool, Violet. It'd be awesome to have you. Would love to have you. Again, that link for everybody is dirtyfastresults.com/Ron. So let me drop that in the chat one more time for everybody. That's where you go to join. Cool. And then somebody's saying, what and where do we need to provide hosting? Is it free? So hosting, like you're probably going to need a domain and a website, right? Like some of the tools we show you, they can host it for you, but we recommend pulling it off of those tools and hosting it on your own stuff. We cover all of that. Like, and if you have any questions, so look, this is the first round, right? That we're, like I said, this is the first time we've presented this to people besides my list. If there are any questions that come up that we don't cover, that you have any questions, you just ask us in the Slack, and we're constantly looking to refine and perfect this. If there's anything that you need, ask us in the Slack group and we will get you answered. Like, we'll literally get your questions answered for you. We'll make training. Like, we'll add additional training. Whatever you need, we are here to provide that for you. So if you need anything that you feel is not included, let us know and we will whip up a training module and we'll pop it in there for you. So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Like, we are here for you and we've got you covered. So yeah, what any other questions before we wrap this up? Otherwise, I think we got everything covered. And let's see. Looks like we've got them all. So if there aren't any other questions left, I'm definitely going to wrap this one up. But thank you all so much for coming out. Hopefully you learned quite a bit on this. You saw how simple it is to come up with all this and how to, you know, how to launch your own piece of software. So get out there. If you do nothing else, just get out there, play around with this, see how it works. There's some really cool stuff that you can do with this. And I just want to encourage everybody to, you know, get in on this before all of this crazy, you know, before marketers ruin this, right? Like, get in on this. Get some working apps up and going. You're going to love it. There's some very cool stuff you can do with this. And it is going to be, this is like the new gold rush right here. It's just being able to deploy software quickly and easily. So cool. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'm going to wrap this one up. Bye for now.